So I've started to put together my Colossus for Oathmark. It's based on this MiniArt model. It's the Spartan Hoplite. Um, it's um, it's going to look like the rest of the models. It's going to be done in big brass verdigris, and I wanted it to look like the Talos from Jason the Argonauts. So I've started to put him together. I put his torso together there. There's his legs. I've put his arms. So I'm probably gonna. These need quite a bit of filler, so I'm gonna do these before I put them fully together. So I put them together. So the legs, especially, as you can see there, it's gonna need a lot of filler there, and because it's meant to be a massive old brass statue, I'm not too worried about it not looking perfect. I'm going to get rid of like the mould lines, but I can put some filler over it, and as long as it looks old, it doesn't really matter. It can look a bit battered and worn. What I've done with the shield is I've put some marks on it already. What I tend to use is I'll get some typhus corrosion, and what I'll do is I'll get that to I'll water that down, so when I put it on, it will it gives it a nice it breaks up the surface, so it's not too rough, but it's enough to give it a bit of texture. The only thing that I didn't like was on the sword here. The sword hilt and the blade are two separate parts, so I'm not sure how well that's going to hang on together. I've put plenty of glue onto it. So hopefully that won't get knocked off, because I think the first time that gets knocked off, it's going to cause issues. But yeah, so this is I'm going to put some filler on and then stick it together, and then it'll be ready for painting. So it's a pretty good kit all in all. It was relatively cheap, so I'm not too bothered about the quality. It is what it is, really. So hopefully it will look decent when I create it when I put it together and it's been filled in. Okay, so I've painted them all bronze. I've put them together, I've filled in the gaps, so they're all on there. There's a couple of imperfections, but I'm okay with that. There's no real mould lines on here, so that'll look quite good. Yeah, I've done his helmet there. So it's meant to look a little bit pitted and that on the surface, and that's why we used the typhus corrosion, and that's giving it some texture. I'm going to put him together now, and hopefully he'll fit in okay. So I'll glue him together, I'll give him a wash, and then give him another dry brush of bronze, and then he should go together quite nicely, and he'll fit on his big base. So his sword broke, which is a little bit annoying, but what I've done is I've just got a cocktail stick, covered it in typhus corrosion, and that's replaced it, so that'll look okay. It's just meant to look passable. It'll look like a short spear, so I'm okay with that. It's not perfect, but I don't want to spend too long on this. I haven't got any massive Greek swords hanging about. So this is my Colossus completed. He's been painted bronze, and he's got loads of verdigris on there. If you ever go to like a museum or look up on Google, you'll see how much these like ancient pieces of bronze will have loads and loads of verdigris on them, because they're thousands of years old. So for the base, I use Vallejo thick mud. It's European mud. This is from the Diorama Effects. What you do is you just smear that on the base. You can use an old brush to put it on. And when that goes on, what I use is these tufts. They are burnt grass. I've been using slightly longer ones, the 6mm ones, but these ones are alright as well. They're 2mm, so you just pop them on the base. So as you can see there's plenty of foliage on there. So this is what he looks like compared to These are the smaller statues. They're 28mm. They're the Warlord Games Greek Hoplites. So they're painted exactly the same, just a little bit bigger. I didn't put the crest on the big model. I didn't like how it looked, so I just did him like this without a helmet. There's a few imperfections on there, but that's okay. That's how like old pitted bronze looks, because these are giant statues that have been fighting, so they're going to look a little bit battered. They don't have to look perfect. And here he is next to a skeleton. That's one of the standard bearers. So yeah, that's my stone Colossus. It cost I think about £10 off Amazon, and yeah, it's worked out really well. I've been really chuffed with how that works. So this is a Spartan Hoplite model from MiniArt. I'm definitely going to use these again to make some Colossus for Oathmark. I might try some Roman models. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to doing these. I think they'll look really good. Thanks for watching.